Okay guys, the oven's preheated. Yes, we know. Okay. So you had to play the full song, let us know. Anyway guys, back to the video. Today we're going to make something that we have, I won't say often, but it's a quick, easy meal. So we're going to take some fish. So today we're going to make gratin. And first thing I got to do, clean the knife that I just sharpened. And we're going to take this cod fillet right here. You see, this is a fresh cod fillet. Well, it's not so fresh, it was frozen from last summer actually. So we're going to cut this up in basically cubes this size. So once we get the cod cut up, we'll add that to the greased dish. Now this would be filleted fresh fish and frozen, just in this case, but it's skin, no skin on the fish. Okay, we got that cut out. A little bit of paper towel. A greased Pyrex dish. Just a little bit of oil. Pour it in there and just make sure it's covered. That's all. Just a light layer, nothing fancy. And we just lay our fish in. You gotta double up the layers here, no big deal. And now we'll make the sauce put on that. Okay guys, we got the fish into the dish. And now we're gonna cut up an onion. Basically this is just in bite-sized pieces. Make sure we get it all. So the onions is just in little bite-sized chunks so that it can go in. Now this is going to be added to the sauce, not to the fish yet. So now we're going to go and make our sauce. Okay guys, today I'm going to remember to turn on my pot, turn on the right burner. Okay, so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of butter. And these are in half pack or half cup packages. So basically we're going to go half one of these. That'll be our 1/4 cup. So we get this in the pan and we got to get it melted. Okay, when the butter is completely melted, and you want to make sure it's completely melted, you slowly stir in your flour, and we got a 1/4 cup flour there. And just basically keep stirring this in till it's just a smooth, melted, just a smooth, almost pasty. And then you add in some milk. It takes 1.25 cups of milk, but you only add half of it initially. Okay guys, now as this starts to thicken up with half the milk, we get the rest of the milk in there. And remember that onion we cut up? Missing the stove. Let's drop that back a little bit. Okay, we're gonna get our onion in there. And just a bit of salt, maybe a teaspoon, and black pepper. Same thing, maybe a teaspoon, and we just stir it in. And you bring it to a boil, but you got to keep stirring it. If you don't, it'll burn on. Of course, when we're cooking, got to be carnation milk. I think I saw someone else on the channel say the same thing to wheat. Got to be carnation, especially here from Newfoundland. You really use whatever milk you want, but we're going to use carnation. Okay guys, now you get somewhat of a creamy texture, starting to thicken up a bit. Slightly before it starts to boil, it doesn't have to boil. Of course, and the onion is not cooked air. The onion would actually cook in the fish. It's just mixture in, get it all mixed in there. And you got to keep stirring, because if you don't, milk burns on pretty easy. You can see now it's a creamy texture, and we'll get that over and get it onto our fish. Okay guys, so we had our fish in the grease dish, our sauce. Just going to pour this evenly over. Of course, it is liquid, so it's going to run out and level out. And you give it a little spreading there, just to get it spread out. Just stick it there now.
Want me to put you on it in now?
Yeah.
Hang on, 'cause she's...
Okay, fish is in the dish, all covered with the sauce. Now we take cheese. I think the recipe calls for 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup. Basically, we usually get some grated cheese on the go, and we'll probably put about a cup, I would say, thereabouts. Just as long as you get a nice layer over top. If you like it cheesy, if you don't like it cheesy, you don't put as much, obviously. Okay. And the recipe calls for breadcrumbs here. What we do a lot of times when we are cooking dressing, now this is not dressing that you would have stuffed a turkey or stuffing type thing. It's dressing cooked dry with savory, probably oregano, whatever spices we decided we're using in dressing at the time. And we'll just put a fine coating of this. What we do is take this dressing when we don't use it, after it's cooked, or not eaten, I should say, and we'll just freeze it and take it out for times like this when we're making gratin or something else that we may use it in. Okay, cheese is on, dressing is spread over there, so we're going to take that, and like again, you can use just plain breadcrumbs if you don't want the dressing with the spices, but we like the spicy, little extra taste on it. So that goes in the oven, it's already preheated at 375, and we'll put that in for about 35 minutes. In the oven she goes. Okay guys, so the fish is in the oven. What we're going to do now, in the first 20 minutes of the fish cooking, we're going to get this bread on the go. So we got our brisket of bread. So we're going to slice this, but not through. About 1-inch slices. About part ways through, so that your bread can open up like so, almost like an accordion, not open. Then we're going to take garlic butter, lots of garlic butter, and we're going to get it down between the slices, a little bit on the messy side, across the top of your bread. Okay, so you get some butter in between, across the top. Make sure you got lots of butter. Remember, it's garlic, you can't add too much. Make sure don't miss any sections there. So what you got to start doing before you actually get this on the go, you really need to have everything prepared, because as you can see, your hands get pretty buttery. So now what I got here now is some matzo cheese pieces. So just taking the matzo cheese, put it in between the slices. Nothing fancy, because this is going in the oven, it's going to melt. That'll help hold it apart. So your butter slide in there after. I did clean my hands before we did this. Key is get lots of butter. Okay. This is what we're going to cook it in, and so that gonna have lots of garlic taste. Just this is parchment paper in the bottom of the pan, of course. Keeps your pan clean. Just keeps things from sticking on. And we got a layer of garlic butter there, and we're just going to lay this on top of the garlic butter on the diagonally, because it's a little too long to go on all the way. Now we're going to take some green onion, sprinkle it on top. Lots of green onion. Get some tomatoes that we cut up. And remember, I said I cut this up beforehand because I knew what I was going to be doing. I knew how dirty my hands was going to get. Dirty with food. Hands is clean. Okay. Okay, the excess green onion and tomato just go on the side. This stuff's just cooking on the side, and you can eat that. It's still delicious. And of course, on top, nice helping of cheese. Okay, here it is right here. What we did, I said we put the fish in for 35 minutes, but what we did, we put a timer on for 20 minutes at 375, and when the timer goes off for 20 minutes, we'll put this in for the last 15 minutes, and this will cook, and it'll be all done at the same time. So in the oven it goes. Okay, now to get this in there, we're gonna turn our fish. Oh, yeah, that's coming on good. And this goes in right beside it. So now we'll set the timer for another 15 minutes. timer goes, fish should be done, and the bread should be done. Be right back. Okay, let's see what we got. Whoa. Here's our bread. Now, that look good? Here's our cheese, our fish.